cold and wind, and we've just a little bit of snow. It's kind of a miserable day. Nothing I'm overly too concerned about. I think it's just a pause. And we might get back into things by the weekend into next week. This cold, I would have been concerned about it if it was actual cold, if we're seeing like minus 10s, minus 15s overnight. But we're only seeing minus 2s. I mean, it's hardly freezing right now, it's snowing. Tomorrow night might be a minus 8. That's the coldest it's supposed to get here. So it's not really anything that these colonies can't handle. They have, for the most part, the protein we put in there, they'll be feasting on that. I'm a little bit worried about the amount of sugars they have, but they felt heavy, and they might slow down on the brood rearing because of the lack of inflow, but they should have enough inside to provide them what they need to maintain. So far this spring, it's been a textbook type of spring in regards to the weather. Nice and consistent, nice and warm. The bees got out, they were able to fly, they were able to bring in resource, and they were able to hold a very loose cluster during the entire time of that development. And the queen has used absolutely all of that cluster space, which is good, because once things start to emerge next week, Thursday, that's when I start seeing the brood start to emerge, that early brood. I'll be able to capitalize on that very well-defined massive brood nest. But if we had seen or see cold weather through this little cool period to the point where a minus 10 or minus 15 or colder retracts that loose cluster and they can't maintain their brood that they established, then they start pulling back, and that's not good. It just so much stress pulling back that initial investment and sets the colonies back a little bit. So I'm not overly too concerned about this cool weather, other than just pausing development and pausing, our work. We just get other things done in the honey house, like equipment maintenance, business, and all these little jobs that never get done when we're busy. Just got back from travels. I picked up a new purchase. This is my peace of mind. I bought myself another Progressive pump, brand new, and not worth as much as you would find locally. But the intention behind this pump is to sit in that extracting room in the corner, just waiting for my main pump to give out on me. And if my main pump gives out on me in the middle of the honey flow, plug and play this unit in just to keep me going until I can get my main pump up and running again. So this way I am not down in the middle of the honey season because I have a pump failure. It's all about redundancy in a lot of the ways, protecting our production by making sure things keep going. Now this comes from, as you can see, so maybe it won't last you know, if I put it into place, if it doesn't last the season, it's not intended for that. This is intended to allow me to sleep at night. So there you go. I'm gonna put a bracket on the front, put wheels on it so I can wheel it around. It is well, this is the other issue. The fellow I bought it from helped figure all these complicated, all these things in dealing with another country, dealing with another language, almost in another way of life. So the way this is powered is by a 3-phase motor, which is fine if you have 3-phase, but we don't. So we have an inverter here that then is hitched on to be able to convert from a 220 to a 3-phase, and also control the speed of the motor, not only with the inverter, through the inverter, but also we can adjust it through this giant gearbox. So we can adjust things to exactly where we need it. So the fellow I bought this from bought a pump exactly like it for his second unit. And he has a guy on staff that knows a little bit about electronics. Helped get this inverter set up properly. So now I just have to wire in for 220, plug it in, and away she should go. So that is my next project after this other project I'm doing. Get this just kind of figured out so then I can use it.